Hi everybody, happy Monday. So today I am going to be talking about 8 things that are going to be life tips from a girl to a viewer. I was originally going to do this from a girl to a girl, but then I was like, why would I limit it at only girls? I think a lot of people can learn from these things. Some of these I've said before, but it doesn't matter because they're still important. So, first of all, I look like this because I just got back from a run. Very first thing on the list, go for runs. Second of all, one part sub A, don't eat less. Okay, a lot of people are like, oh, like it's so like efficient to like not eat and just like, okay, college people drink beer at night and then I get full. No, please, really no, please do not do that. Please eat your meals. If that's like 3 times a day, I eat 3 times a day. That's how I'm feeling great. That's how I'm comfortable. Okay, and in addition to that, exercise is very important, but you can't like spot treat fat. Like you can't just do like, oh, like you want like a thinner stomach, so you just do abs. Like you do a lot of abs. That's like not how it works. You need to do cardio and you should go for runs. And when you're running, I'm gonna try to I will probably talk about this one the longest, but like we're almost done here. It clears my head so much because I get so like kind of like physically uncomfortable that things that make me upset come to my head and then I'm like, oh no, like forget about that. So then when I come home and I like debrief, I'm like, so these things are really driving me crazy. Clearly they were bothering me enough to like make me think about them when I was very physically uncomfortable, and then like mentally I had to push myself to be better, so I had to like leave them behind, like let them go. And that's how running helps me. So I strongly encourage it. Please just try it. I also got the app Strava and it has helped me so much, and it's literally like Instagram except you're posting your workouts. So much more beneficial for your health, I would argue. Okay, number 2, comb your hair. Right now there's a lot going on with this, but when my hair is down, after my showers, before I go to bed, when I wake up, like I'm using a comb and it helps make your hair so much nicer. Not nearly like, it doesn't like pull it out nearly as much. And make sure when you comb, you start from like the bottom and like work your way up. And then the one thing I would always recommend too is that if your hair like naturally parts when you get out of the shower, just take your comb and go like just take that part and go right back and then repart it. That just makes sure that you get all the knots out like up here instead of thinking that you did, and then you gotta put your hair in a ponytail and your hand gets stuck. Just comb your hair. What's next? Wash your face after a night out and brush your teeth. Okay, so when I get home, like I'm a culprit of this. Like sometimes I don't do that when I'm very tired. I just want to get in bed. Like most of the time, I will take my contacts out. It's like not that bad, but just coming home and brushing your teeth and washing your face, you will wake up the next day like at least 7.5 times feeling better than you would have if you didn't do those 2 things. Just I don't know. College gets crazy. You get home and it's like 2:30, and you're like, yeah, that bed looks so inviting, and you're just like, like my face can wait. Like, it takes a minute. Just do it. All right, what's next? Surround yourself with strong people. So I try to consider myself and try to hold myself to be as strong as I can be, but it's not easy always being your best and whatnot. So being around people that are very strong helps you kind of have something to look up to. And if you're around people that are complaining all the time or that are always looking at like the negative side of things, like you're obviously allowed to acknowledge your feelings, and I encourage you to, good ones and bad ones. But if you surround yourself with strong people, personally, I have found that it helps me want to step up my game and be an even better version of myself. It helps me like constantly have something that I'm striving for. Is this boy worth crying over? Does he enhance your life that much to make you cry this much? So this has just been not a reoccurring theme, but something I've seen with a couple of my friends that are really important to me. That I said boys, but it can be boys or girls. If someone is just tearing you down that much that you are just, but day in day out, maybe like week in week out, crying about it, are they worth yourself, your inner peace? Are they worth that? Okay, just something to think about. All right, next, marinate your meat. That's simple, takes a day. Well, I do it for a day and it's super good. It's not complicated. Just go buy some marinade. Okay. Go buy some of that stuff. Put it in a Ziploc bag. Put your meat in there. Put it in the fridge. Leave it for a day. Bring it out the next day, and voila, beautiful. Ask for help. So if you've made it this far in the video, that's great. And I think that you are capable, if you've made it this far, to ask for help, because clearly you think this is semi-beneficial for you, hopefully. So sometimes it's okay to swallow our pride, because other people know how to do certain things better than we know how to do them. It's not always easy to admit, but you are a beginner at everything until you do it. There's a first time for everything, right? So it's okay to ask someone else for help. You're not weak by doing that. At this point, I'd say you're strong because you're able to like admit that like you don't really know what you're doing, or you could be doing it better. All right. Last but not least, be patient. It's better than being unhappy. So, for instance, I use a Brita filter in my house. I sometimes am not patient enough to wait for the water to get down into like the filtration system. So when I get water, I won't stand for 10 extra seconds to fill up the Brita. And then I finish my water, I go to get more water, and guess what? Brooke has no water because Brooke didn't fill up her Brita. So now I'm upset at myself because this is something that should have been an easily avoidable problem if I was just patient. But instead, I was anxious and I was like, oh, I'll deal with it later. Well, now it's later and now I'm upset. So just that was a very like, I don't know, baseline example. Just like with all things, and like it could be like exponentially like way more important. Just be patient, okay? Like things, I don't think they will take as long as you think they will. And if you're upset about them and you're like furious and you kind of accept lesser because you don't want to wait for something, you could have had way more. You could have had way better, but instead you cut yourself off. So don't do that. All right. 8 things from me to you. I hope this video is helpful, and I kept it under 8 minutes, so I'm proud of that. I will see you all next week.